The dog-like hyenas were numerous. In some Miocene fossil sites, the remains of Ictiotherium and other dog-like hyenas outnumber those of all other carnivores combined. The decline of the dog-like hyenas began 5-7 million years ago during a period of climate change, exacerbated by canids crossing the Bering Land Bridge to Eurasia. One species, Chasmoporthetes ossifragus, managed to cross the land bridge into North America, being the only hyena to do so. Chasmoporthetes managed to survive for some time in North America by deviating from the endurance running and bone-crushing niches monopolized by canids, and developing into a cheetah-like sprinter. Most of the dog-like hyenas had died off by 1.5 million years ago. Bone-crushing hyenas. By 10-14 million years ago, the hyena family had split into two distinct groups, dog-like hyenas and bone-crushing hyenas. The arrival of the ancestral bone-crushing hyenas coincided with the decline of the similarly built family Percrocutidae. The bone-crushing hyenas survived the changes in climate and the arrival of canids, which wiped out the dog-like hyenas, though they never crossed into North America, as their niche there had already been taken by the dog subfamily Borophagiinae. By 5 million years ago, the bone-crushing hyenas had become the dominant scavengers of Eurasia, primarily feeding on large herbivore carcasses felled by saber-toothed cats. One genus, Pachycrocuta, was a 200 kg mega-scavenger that could splinter the bones of elephants. With the decline of large herbivores by the late Ice Age, Pachycrocuta was replaced by the smaller Crocuta. Rise of modern hyenas. Skeletons of a striped hyena and a spotted hyena, two species of the bone-crushing hyenas. The four extant species are the striped hyena, the brown hyena, the spotted hyena, and the aardwolf. The aardwolf can trace its lineage directly back to Pliovivarops 15 million years ago, and is the only survivor of the dog-like hyena lineage. Its success is partly attributed to its insectivorous diet, for which it faced no competition from canids crossing from North America. It is likely that its unrivaled ability to digest the terpene excretions from soldier termites is a modification of the strong digestive system its ancestors used to consume fetid carrion. The striped hyena may have evolved from Hyanictotherium namaquensis of Pliocene Africa. Striped hyena fossils are common in Africa, with records going back as far as the Villafranchian. As fossil striped hyenas are absent from the Mediterranean region, it is likely that the species is a relatively late invader to Eurasia, having likely spread outside Africa only after the extinction of spotted hyenas in Asia at the end of the Ice Age. Striped hyena occurred for some time in Europe during the Pleistocene, having been particularly widespread in France and Germany. It also occurred in Montmorin, Hollebrenn in Austria, the Ferninia Cave in Portugal and the Genistic Caves in Gibraltar. The European form was similar in appearance to modern populations, but was larger, being comparable in size to the brown hyena. The spotted hyena diverged from the striped and brown hyena 10 million years ago. Its direct ancestor was the Indian Crocuta savalensis, which lived during the Villafranchian. Ancestral spotted hyenas probably developed social behaviors in response to increased pressure from rivals on carcasses, thus forcing them to operate in teams. Spotted hyenas evolved sharp carnassials behind their crushing premolars, therefore they did not need to wait for their prey to die, and thus became pack hunters as well as scavengers. They began forming increasingly larger territories, necessitated by the fact that their prey was often migratory, and long chases in a small territory would have caused them to encroach into another clan's turf. Spotted hyenas spread from their original homeland during the Middle Pleistocene, and quickly colonized a very wide area from Europe to southern Africa and China. With the decline of grasslands 12,500 years ago, Europe experienced a massive loss of lowland habitats favored by spotted hyenas, and a corresponding increase in mixed woodlands. Spotted hyenas, under these circumstances, would have been outcompeted by wolves and humans, who were as much at home in forests as in open lands, and in highlands as in lowlands. Spotted hyena populations began to shrink after roughly 20,000 years ago, completely disappearing from Western Europe between 11 and 14,000 years